Welcome everyone. Robin Miles here from Inspire Me, and I've got Jun with me today, who we've been working with each other for about 9 months. It does seem longer, but Jun, did you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I would echo Robin. It does sounds longer. So yeah, my name is Jun. I'm living in the US East Coast and currently is a vice president of technology at the Flexport. Very glad and to be here and to talk about my experience in working with Robin and very exciting.
Awesome, thanks, Jun. And so yeah, that's where you're at now, which is like great, but you weren't always there. So, and
Yeah.
I'm just interested. It was probably around this time last year that you were probably thinking about maybe getting some support. What was going on for you, or where were you at before we started working together that made you reach out in the first place?
Mm. Previously, I working in a also kind of e-commerce company, and
Mm.
I was a senior director of engineering over there. I have been there for 5 years, and by the time I talk with Robin, it has been quite exciting journey over there. But at the meantime, I also feel get a little bit stuck.
Mm.
Stuck in a way is, and I want to do more, and but the opportunities simply
Mm.
does not seem to be there. On
Mm.
another side, I also have questions,
Mm.
and am I missing something?
Yeah.
And what I should be learning? So
Mm.
that's kind of the reasons I came to Robin to say, okay, and then let me learn and from the masters, right? And what are the things could be learning? What are the things I should be doing, but I'm
Yeah.
not doing? And so that was my initial reaction, and when I came to Robin.
Yeah, awesome. So it really sounds like because there's lots of people who find themselves a little bit stuck in a situation, at work, and it can be like it's really bad and toxic and horrible. But it sounds like like it was good and you'd worked there for a period of time, but you could see that there wasn't a future as such, and you were getting a bit demotivated. And what's the future for me? But it sounds like how you said it was that, if I diagnose it, is that you had that humility to actually say, hey, you know what? I'm not sure. I want to go to the next level. I want to do more than what I'm doing, but maybe I'm missing something right now
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
what is it that I need to do? So I'm going to reach out. And in that moment, it's that humility moment of actually reaching out to someone who might be able to help you out. Because I
Mhm.
think that's a point that a lot of people get stuck on because they find themselves in the situation you were in, and then they go, "Oh, but no one can actually help me." Do you know what I mean? So, what
Mhm.
made you
Yeah.
kind of believe that there was someone out there that external that could help you kind of overcome that challenge?
So it's always kind of like things I believe you are blinded by what you do not know.
Yeah.
And so that is very kind of like even I have a lot of friends, I talk to them and I try to, getting, from multiple different and perspective, right? And
Mm.
what are the things going on and what I should be doing.
Mm.
Uh, I feel one side is I get a lot of help in the
Mm.
front, but at another side, and still like a lot of clarity
Mm.
on what kind of situation is and what exactly I should be doing,
Yeah.
what will be the next step will be.
Mm.
So finally, I realized and I should talk to somebody and really good at those kind of the things. And so
Yeah.
that's basically
Yeah.
started the journey.
Yeah, and that can happen because sometimes, like like friends, family members, partners and colleagues at work all have different opinions, but
Yeah.
they've got opinions on what you should do from their perspective rather than a truly, I suppose my opinion isn't independent, or an individual coach isn't totally independent, but it's more independent to test and kind of challenge it. Yeah, no, it's cool. It's just interesting because these are some of the things that really get stuck for people. So if we fast forward to that's where you were at, where are you at now? Well, what at that moment, how are you really feeling in the workplace? Was it demotivated on a level of 1 to 10? How were you kind of, what was your happiness score with your career and where you were at, for instance?
It's not really says demotivated. It's mainly about there's a lot of challenge and I feel I don't know how to address them
Yeah,
properly.
okay. Yeah.
So that is where actually, so especially that's the reason, right? I'm looking for the
Mm.
help. If you're just looking for and at a scale of 1 to 10, that's probably at 4 at the most
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
moment.
So below the desire level.
Yeah.
So if we fast forward now to now, what's been the changes that you've made, and where are you at now with things?
The biggest change I would say is about clarity
Mm.
on what I want and
Yeah.
what I want to be. Of course, there's a lot of kind of the lessons I learned in during these journeys, right? And how to build leadership and
Mm.
how to better communicate. Those other
Mm.
things are great, and I learned a lot.
Mm.
But those things most helpful, and for me at today, I gain a lot of clarity and what I want from my life, what
Yeah.
I want from my work,
Yeah.
right? What kind of relationship I want to build and with different peoples,
Mm.
and what are things within my control, what are the
Mm.
things actually I cannot control, I don't need to worry about.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. And so over this journey of the last 9 months, you've changed jobs because you're now what's the current title and the current organization again that you're working for?
It's a vice president of technology at
Mm.
Flexport. It's
Yeah.
a large company. Yeah.
Yeah. And how's that going so far? Because you've been there a couple of months now. So how's the new job for you?
Actually, it's almost 2 months and still
Yeah.
learning.
Yeah.
What I learned is every company is different. It has
Yeah.
unique opportunities as well as a unique challenge, and so still trying to figure that out and
Yeah.
what is the best way I can contribute,
Mm.
as well as learn the business. So far so good, and very
Yeah.
excited and getting into a different kind of environment, which
Yeah.
challenged me in a
Mm.
different way, so I
Yeah.
can learn more.
Yeah, yeah. I can totally see that kind of like that re-energizedness in yourself, and it's that excitement and that passion that's got reignited, which is awesome. And I think you kind of spoke about like the biggest thing for you that helped over that period of time was actually getting the clarity. Is that right? And was there anything else that really helped you kind of make the transition that you did?
I think the clarity is one thing. Definitely is the kind of the foundation.
Yeah.
There's along the road. I think there are lots of some very practical
Mm.
advice that I get from
Yeah.
Robin. Actually, really
Mm.
helpful, right? And from step by step in terms how I should formalize my goal,
Mm.
right? And how I should choose my target company and
Yeah.
what kind of people I should talk to and
Mm.
how I should approach them. And those are the very practical and really helpful kind of this advice, and
Mm.
which turns out to be very, very useful.
Yeah.
Robin, I don't know if you remember kind of like the journeys I went through, right? And a lot of things actually we predict and may happen actually happen, right?
Yeah.
But because we do know it will happen and we're already prepared for it, so
Yeah.
that's not become a surprise. So that is always I appreciate. Is like, I mean, just there's a lot of uncertainty over there, and you cannot do things and to get everything prepared. But for
Yeah.
whatever you prepared,
Yeah.
at some point it may and just work and for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, and that's been great. I mean, I think that you gave yourself a bit of a target. Like by the end of the year, I really would ideally like to be in a new company. I think you signed the contract, or it was pretty much like Christmas Eve or something that you actually signed on the dotted line. I was like, wow, that was kind of cutting it. But it's been awesome to work with you and your journey, and hopefully your story inspires people. And thank you for like coming and being open and sharing that with everyone. It's been much appreciated. So anyone, if you've got any questions or queries, please put them in the comments below, and we'll see you next time.
If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Feel free to share with friends and check out what's up next for more videos from my channel.